Welcome, genties and ladlemen. It is in fact your boy, Sir Edward, and welcome to episode 33 of the Cracking the Shell podcast. If this is your first time listening, this is the podcast where I go behind the blast beats and monster noises and Christ knows what else of the Glasgow and wider Scottish and UK metal scenes. And in this episode, we have got a very delightful debut interview with Anna and Diego of Murder Worship. How is it going?
Oh, we're good. We are good. Thanks for asking. So it's been a crazy week last week, but yeah, we were looking forward to this interview, John.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having us, John.
No, it's an
yeah,
absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. I know that you've got a hell of a story to tell, being originally from Brazil, coming over
no,
here, and all sorts of insane madness. But before we get on to what you're doing now and everything that's to come in the future, I'd like to figure out just how we got here. I'd love to hear about, because obviously you two grew up in Brazil. What was it like growing up there? And then what made you choose to come over here? All that kind of stuff.
oh yeah. First of all, it's a long story, but it's a funny one. So I think Anna should uh say first because it's because of her that we are here. We moved here. So yeah, you
Uh,
can.
Actually, before we met, even like years and years ago, a lifetime ago, I had this will, the curiosity to live abroad. And when I met Diego, he also had that curiosity as well. And well, we got together, and Diego was with Murder Worship. It's quite funny because even before we met, I attended all Murder Worship gigs, and we met like in the middle of the way. And Murder Worship did a European tour in 2017. And I came with the boys to help them with English and, organizing and everything with the tour manager. And it was an awesome experience. But when we arrived here, we saw a completely different world, you know, of course, completely different with what we grown up to in Brazil. And because I'm half Brazilian and half Italian, I said to Diego when we came back, like when we returned to Brazil after the tour, I said, like, you know what? If I take all my documents, all my, my Italian citizenship and everything that I hadn't touched until that moment, would you be willing to move abroad somewhere? And he's like, yeah, of course. Let's get into it. So it was a process that started in 2017, and I did all the process and all the things, all documents and traveling, and lots of money involved, and everybody that has already dealt with that kind of citizenship and documents know what I'm talking about. And in 2018, it was already in the end of 2018, it was already. And he said, like, you know what, it's your citizenship, you're better with this stuff than I am, so you can choose the place to go. And I started searching for places, like countries and everything. And it's so funny, and I tell this story to everybody that asks me, and like, people don't believe. I just one day randomly, I was on the computer, and I just thought about Scotland. And I was like, everything that I see about Scotland, it's so beautiful, and the landscapes and everything. So the cultural side, I studied history, so I'm really into like history, and I'm quite curious on that way. In Brazil, we don't protect our history as much. We don't have like buildings and everything. Everything is destroyed to open place for modern buildings and companies and stuff. So I started searching about Scotland, and one day I went to Diego's place and I said, "We are moving to Glasgow." And he's like, "Where's that?" And I was like, "In Scotland." And he's like, "Where is Scotland?" And I was like, "In the UK." So I just fell in love, and that was it. I didn't search anything after that. I set my mind there, and well, we planned everything for 2020. Pandemic came, was horrible. I had to come first. Diego's visa was delayed. It was terrible. It was a terrible time. It was very challenging, but here we are 4 years later.
I'm glad it happened. Seeing everything that you saw about Scotland and then finally coming here, Did those kind of visions line up, or was it completely different to what you expected?
I think it's better. I think it's better. Like for me, mainly every day is a school day, and I'm quite curious. I like to know like all the slangs and the history and everything, and I've been basically on the same job since I arrived here on the same department. So my coworkers know. So like every time like they see something that I don't know, or they think that I don't know, they will send me and was like, "Oh, have you been to this building? Have you seen that?" And it's quite nice, that way. So I think it's better than what I've searched before.
Yeah, it definitely is because, like, don't get me wrong, John. Like, I never forget when she said first time to me, "Oh, we're moving to Scotland." I say, "Right? So where is the Scotland about?" And she said, "UK," because I thought for me Scotland would be like Scotland. You know what I mean? Like it's not like England, UK, this kind of thing. So when she say UK, and I say, "Oh, that's great." Like, and when she started showing me like all the things on in Scotland, I was like, I fell in love, man. I say, "Fucking hell, it's amazing there." So, and since we moved it here, so I usually say like there's no better place to live, there's no better place to be, you know. So we are so pleased to be here. We felt very welcome since we moved here. So it's unbelievable, man. We just want to thank you, Scottish guys, for everything since we moved here. It's fabulous, amazing.
I'm very glad that you found a home here, especially musically, because obviously Murder Worship started off in Brazil. Moving here, obviously there were some lineup changes and stuff, but
Yeah,
very glad to see that yous have came back better, and you've got your debut gig coming up at Dead of Winterfest too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to that. I got my ticket ages ago. I
Oh,
cannot
thank
wait.
you so much, man. Yeah, we are looking forward to it. We've been working hard since I restarted Mother Worship because it wasn't easy, like because when we move it, a lot of things happen, and then I say, man, I can think about music right now.
Mhm.
So I say, no, I need to have time for myself to like sort the things out first. So when I'll be sorting all the things out, I can start thinking about that. That's when I joined Night Fighter. So since then, I say, "Well, yeah, I think things are getting on like right place. So I think it's time for me to try to start Murder Worship." Wasn't easy because find a drummer here is a huge challenge. I mean, everywhere
I think
because
it's worldwide.
yeah, in Brazil was
It
hard.
always seems to be drummers. It always seems to be drummers or bassists. There's plenty of guitar players, there's plenty of
Yeah,
singers. There's just never enough of a rhythm section. So if anybody is listening to this, pick up a bass, pick up drums. There are so many bands out there that need a rhythm section.
Yeah.
definitely. Good
You should
advice.
start a campaign, I think.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
because if you go on a tree and like if you shake a tree, you can find thousands of guitarists. No, no basses at all, no drummers at all. But yeah, because I remember like saying that it's too hard to find a drummer like worldwide, basically. So when I start Mother Worship in Brazil, I have a friend there, Guilherme Braga, that was like we started the band together, and he was about to quit drums because he couldn't play at home. It's so hard in Brazil. Like in our hometown, as it is a small hometown, we don't have too much studios. We don't have too many places to play. So if you want there, you need to go far or maybe and somewhere where you can play. And so I remember he was about to sell his drum kit, and I say, man, don't do that. We are like as brothers. We are like brothers because we are friends for a long time. And I say, no, I got a project, so I want you to play with me on this project. And he say, do you think I can make it? I say, of course you can. So I can help you. And we started doing some jams together in a studio in our hometown. So and things were getting to shape, you know. So that was a day I say, man, this thing would be nice. I think this band will be nice. We can try to take it a bit serious, see what happens, and here we are.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you toured
Yeah.
around Europe, and then obviously the pandemic put a kibosh to that,
Oh
and
yeah.
then moving across the planet as well. But you are getting back up again. And in the meantime, as you were saying, you joined Night Fighter and you recently joined Brainbath as well. So
Yes.
congratulations on that as well.
Oh,
You
thank you
are an
so much.
amazing fit. I saw you guys at the Flying Duck a couple months back. You are an amazing fit with them.
Oh, thank you so much. Really glad to hear it, John.
How did you end up with the Brainbath guys?
So when I joined Night Fighter, I started meeting people of the Scottish scene here. So in one of the first persons I met here, I have this person, like not just this person, but a lot of people here as a brother, as part of my family. Like especially Kendo. Kendo is a
Mhm.
guy that like helped me a lot with a lot of things here about like playing bands. He gave me a lot of advices. Oh, Diego, see, I'm gonna introduce you to this guy. I'm gonna show you how things work here. So, and since then, me and Kendall, we've been like we start getting close each other, like being friends. So we used to meet on the a lot of gigs, and we were having fun on the gigs. And so one day, he told me like, "Hey, do you play bass? Can you play bass?" I say, "I'm not a bassist, but like I can try, can give a shot if you want." And he say no because like Dave, the former bassist, he was about to leave the band because he was too busy. And Kendall say to me like, I wanted Dave to stay, but like unfortunately, I think he's too busy, so I need a new guy to replace him to fill the band. I say, yeah, I can try it so I can get a bass. And he say, no, just I'm gonna send you the set list so I can go to your place so I can show you the riffs. I say, no, just send me the riffs and I can see if I can get the songs. So it was a fun story because I got a bass, cheapest one on a wasn't a cash converter, it wasn't.
No, it was a marketplace.
Oh yeah, marketplace, yeah.
An unwanted Christmas gift. It was like I had to give me something to do, and I was like, you know what? I will start playing again after a decade. So I bought like the cheapest bass and it was here and it's still here on the corner.
So yeah, John, and I started like learning the songs by myself. So one day Kendall came to our place and he stayed here for hours and hours. We were playing the Brainbath songs, and he say, "Man, uh, I think you can do great on Brainbath." I say, "It would be a pleasure for me because the first two bands when I moved here, I think the first two Scottish bands I listened to back in time was Coffee Moch and Brainbath, and believe me, it was mental when I listened both because I was like, "What the hell, man? These bands are so good." Like I wouldn't imagine that I could be like find some bands like that, and now I'm like playing one of them. So it's like I don't have any words to describe this. It's a huge honor and a big pleasure for me, a massive pleasure for me playing with those guys that like nowadays, like I've been playing Brainbath for around 1 year. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy about the opportunity, the invitation, and the guys are awesome. Kenny, Kendall, Gillan, Barrett. So they are awesome people. Basically, I make them my family. Actually, yeah. Uh, it's so it's awesome being playing on Brainbath. Actually,
I'm really glad that you're having fun playing in Brainbath because it is an absolute pleasure to watch you, like I said earlier. Since you joined, obviously there's been new material in the works with Brainbath. They've been playing a lot of new songs in the set
yeah.
recently. Have you had any kind of contributions to writing, or have they said, hey, do you have any ideas or anything like that?
When I joined Brainbath, they had like most of the new songs ready, around 5 or 6. I'm not sure. And Kendall said to me, "Oh, I got an album almost ready, almost done. So we need to finish 3 more songs, and so then studio time. So I contribute with the 3 last ones, with some opinions, with some riffs, some like change one part or another, and help them with put the lyrics in the right place to sing. And yeah, like it's been amazing working with them because they are really professional, in my opinion. Like I think they do. Since I joined the band, like I say to Candace, I say like you guys do a great job here. So I think Brainbath is a band that needs to like move forward and like invest in the band, do a good record, and yeah, open the doors to worldwide, and that's it. And we are almost uh, we are planning to go to the studio this next year, and hopefully you guys gonna have a new Brain Bath album. We are looking forward to it. I'm really excited for it because like the songs are amazing. The songs are really death metal. So yeah, it's
That's
going great.
exactly what I want to hear. I've been hearing these new songs for a while, and they're easily my favorite part of the set, for sure.
Oh, that's great, John.
So get new Brainbath album in the works, obviously, with Murder Worship coming back. There's going to be no new music on that front, I'm assuming, as well, from the last album that came out in 2021.
Yeah. So uh as I say, we got a new album with Brain Bath to be done next year. Hopefully, we're gonna make in time. So a lot of plans coming next year. So about Murder Worship, uh, in first hand, we got a new album almost done already, not recorded, but we are working on the new songs in studio. So, but we we haven't been working so hard on this song yet because we've been focused on Dead of Winter, our debut gig. Because since we restarted the band, like there was a lot of work to be done, like with rehearsals. Like Anna, like how long you haven't been playing?
More than a decade.
Yeah. So I invited her, like she was scared to say, "What the fuck you doing, man? You want me to play bass on Murder Worship?" I say, yeah, why not? So you used to play in the past, so you can start over again. So it could be a challenge for you, but you can sort this out. I don't see any problem about that. So, and like was a bit hard, challenging to find the guys. So, but nowadays I can say that we got the right persons on the band. Like Marcel, he was one of the first Brazilians we met here. We met him in a gig. He's a awesome person. And our drummer Jorge, that was Marcel's friend, and he introduced him to us. And since then we start like talking about this, and Jorge say, yes, let's go for it. Why not? So he hasn't been playing for a while as well, but since we started, he's been working hard. He has been working hard on the songs, on drums, and like I feel really happy about that because I will never imagine, because in Brazil we had a proper lineup for a long time, and I say I got used to playing with the guys there. So here's another story, it's another page, another chapter. So, and it's been great. So as I was saying, like we were focused on the Dead of Winter gig, but after that we're gonna working hard on the new album. Hopefully, I don't know if next year we could make on the next year, but like I think we could be finishing this album, at least working on the songs in the studio next year, so we can go to a studio and record this album. I already spoke to McLennan, Dave McLennan. So he will be the first one involved on the recordings. So yeah, looking forward to it and see what happens. Like if we're gonna have more opportunities next year to be playing with local good nice bands, local bands, and who knows, supporting big bands as well will be a huge pleasure.
I definitely think you can do it. The amount of work that you've been putting in and the amount of work that like Murder Worship and Brainbath and Night Fighter as well. I know you guys played last night. It
Yeah.
looked like a riot. It looked like a lot of fun. I remember seeing Night Fighter, I think it was a Hellripper's album release show, or was
Oh
it?
yeah, was our first gig
Was the first gig with
with
the
a
full
proper
band.
lineup. Yeah, with a
That
full
was a lot of
band.
fun.
Oh, was that day was amazing, John. Oh,
That Hellripper album as well. It couldn't have had a better launch party.
yeah,
That little
yeah,
tiny room in the Flying Duck going fucking mental. It was incredible. One of my top gigs for sure.
yeah. Definitely was. Like yesterday was we had too much fun as well. So people were so funny on the crowd. They were enjoying themselves, and like as always, like the mosh pits were insane, and people on the surf grounding, and like the most funny thing is like there's no stage there. It's just a wee
Yeah, just
space
a
so
wee
you can
pad
put
on the
the
floor,
stuff.
so you're just kind of yeah.
Yeah, and people
But
were
that's the
like,
best kind of venue, isn't it? You got the
yeah,
tiny little bit in the floor, everybody's going mental. It's
yes,
I love that venue. I
yeah.
absolutely
It looks
love that venue.
like you can with like I can say by me like I was playing on the stage, but I was feeling like I was in the middle of the crowd as well, because like people were like surrounding the stage and doing mosh pits and surf grounding stage dives is amazing. Like since the first time I went to a gig here, even a local gig or uh, uh, like a big concert, like some bands like Incantation, like those big bands from the that we have. So since my first gig, I went to the local bands. I say, man, the Scottish metal scene is absolutely fantastic. I never seen this in my life, even in Brazil. Like you can see this kind of scene in Brazil, but only in big festivals, only in big gigs, like with big bands and this stuff. But local bands is hard. You see like an energy like that, people getting like enjoying themselves a lot, having fun. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'll never imagine I would see this here, honestly.
I
But
think
it's
I
great.
think the scene in Glasgow, like any kind of gigs you go, like even if it's underground gigs, like local bands or something, or the bigger bands playing on the hydro here, I see that they are as passionate as South America is, and this is absolutely great, because sometimes like for us in South America, it's difficult because the bands don't usually go there. And when they go, like they do one gig or two gigs. So it's like it's difficult to get a ticket. For us, for example, that we are from a different state. We are not near São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. So it's like it's always very difficult to get to a gig. So here it's like between quotes easier because like if you live here or nearby, maybe it's an hour train or something, and you can go to the gig and the bands play here more often, but the energy it's the same, it's the same thing. I feel people are really passionate, and it's so nice, like in the local, mainly on the local gigs, like with the bands, that people are always so welcome and they want to meet you, they want to talk to you. It's like buy merch and this kind of stuff usually you don't see in smaller gigs in Brazil. So that's like the passion that Glasgow shows to the music scene. It's absolutely
It's
astonished. It's
it's
great.
awesome. See how people here they support the local scene, they support the bands. It's amazing, man. Like seeing that, like if you put a merch on during a gig, even if you're not playing on the gig, So people go there, buy your stuff, no matter what. Like they want to support you. They could be saying like, "Oh man, I never listened to you, to your band, like, but I'm gonna get merch, a CD or a tape or a vinyl. So I'm gonna check them out. I check the record out at home and let you know." So it's fantastic. In Brazil, you're only gonna see this on the big cities like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, for example, where they have the massive local events and big festivals and this kind of stuff. And even that, people support more the mainstream bands than the local band. That's why if you think to start a band, or underground band in Brazil, you need to be by yourself first because it's completely hard. Like we've been through a lot of things in the past with Murder Worship. I had already played on like a Wii Square with no equipment at all, just a Wii amplifier and all the stuff. The drum kit was shit, was basically shit, but like we had fun. People like it, but yeah, it's actually there's a thing as well. Like it's completely different. Like Brazil is a another kind of country. Here is another kind of country. So that there's some things it's easy to get it. There's some things that is hard to get it. But like, yeah, it's mental for me. Like seeing people like supporting the scene. I feel very happy for the others, because I was like, oh man, it's so amazing to see this. It's great. It's great.
You really came here at the best time because all of these bands are really, really putting the foot down. I mean, obviously, Brainbath got a new album in the works. Rancid Cadaver recently announced their debut album
I'm
coming out
looking
next
forward
year.
to this one. I
Oh,
was
I'm so
talking to
looking forward
Foz
to it. It's going to be
yesterday.
my album of the year. I can already tell. I am
Yeah,
so looking
definitely.
forward to it. And
Yeah,
John just put out a new single as well. They're one of the top, like, newer bands out there. They are insane. Their
yeah,
first show was at that same Dead of Winter this year.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I don't think I could be their age and that be my first ever live show playing in front of near 300 people. The first band on a amazing 11 band bill. I don't think I could
yeah.
do it. I would shit
They
myself.
did great. It was
They really
amazing. It
did.
was really good.
Was awesome. Yeah, yeah. I remember I enjoyed a lot. Like they were, oh, amazing, man. Unbelievable.
The whole fest this year was really, really good, honestly. And it is quite funny because we were all there. It was me, Diego, Jorge, and Marcel, and we were having lots of fun. And suddenly, like 6 months later, like Diego just said, like, you know what? It's going to be our first gig. It needs to be Dead of Winter. Talk to Kenny, talk to Kendo, and we will do it. And I just started, shitting myself. And I was like, you want me to go there and play after years without stepping foot on the stage, And he's like, yep.
Yeah. What I mean, the best way they say to learn to swim is to get thrown in the deep end, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, I know. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be
It's going
fun.
to be great. There are so many amazing bands in that bill. I'll have everything linked for Dead of Winterfest down below as well of this
yeah.
video. But before we talk about more future plans, I've been doing a new segment on the podcast where I kind of put your metal trivia to the test. So I have got a 10 question quiz ready. I've done this with about four other bands, including James of Hellripper, the guys from Hammer and Doppelganger. James is winning so far with a score of 4. So let's see if maybe you'll take over from James. And the first question
No, it's gonna be
is,
hard. Yeah.
Diego is quite good on that. He has good memory. Let's do it.
let's do it. I love the attitude. The first question is, what year did Autopsy reunite?
Mm. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard.
It will be you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I need to pass this one, John. I can't remember.
That's all right. That's all right. The answer was 2009.
2009.
That's when they
Yeah,
came
because
back after Christ knows how long.
I was in the doubt because they released the Macabre Eternal album, and I was trying to remember. So maybe it was that year or no, was a different year. So I couldn't remember. But yeah, good one.
That's all right. Up next, next question. What US state was Morrisound Studios located?
Florida, I think.
That's right, it's Florida.
Yeah, yeah,
Florida. Scott Burns. If you haven't, anybody that's listening to this, if you haven't checked out the Scott Burns sessions, that book is amazing. It's
yeah.
such a good read.
Oh, gonna have a look on that.
It's so good. Next question. What year did Eric Rutan officially join Cannibal Corpse?
Oh,
Ooh,
was when Fat O'Brien left.
17. No, we saw them in 2018. Was
No, but was
2018
with
was
Pat.
it
With
was
Pat.
Pat. So 2019.
So
When did he get crazy?
I think John is gonna be a shot. I think was around. Oh man,
I think it's
2000,
2019
2000.
because after was the pandemic.
I think was 2019. If I'm not wrong.
You are so close. He has been touring since 2019, but he officially joined them in 2021.
2021.
Oh,
Yeah, because I remember like we saw Cannibal Corpse in Brazil in 2018, and Pat was the guitar player yet. So
I think that
I,
was right before he kind of went loopy and there was some stuff with flamethrowers and human skulls and
yeah,
yeah, it's yeah.
there's a
yeah.
there's a thing like we went to Cannibal Corpse here last September.
Mhm.
So we met the guys from the band. So I was talking to George, and I asked him about Pat O'Brien because Pat O'Brien is one of my favorite death metal guitarists ever. That guy is a monster, in my opinion. So I asked him about if they have any contact with Pat O'Brien yet. And George say like I saw that he got a bit uncomfortable because I apologize him because I say, oh, maybe it's a uncomfortable like subject to talk about it. And he say, no, man, you find like I just have one thing to say, like before everything, he's a nice guy. I just wish him a good luck in his new life. But like, first of all, he needs to apologize first beforehand. So I say, I just went quiet and that's it. I say, oh, I'm so sorry, George. I just asked because like Pat O'Brien is a huge influence for me. So as a guitar player, so I just wanted to know. That's it.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping he is doing okay and well, who knows really.
Yeah.
But next question. How
Right.
many full-length studio albums has this member released?
How many?
How many?
Pieces. I would say, means I'm not. No, I'm trying to do the math here because I can't remember the albums, but like included the no, I just
Just the studio ones.
Just studio albums, no compilations or live albums or
all right.
EPs, just full-length studio albums.
I would say nine,
Oh, you are so close. It was eight.
eight.
Eight. Hey,
Yeah.
you're getting close, to be fair. You are getting close, a lot closer than
Do
other
we
people
get
have.
half a point?
Ah, go on, you can have half a point.
It's
So
gonna be
that
hard
is.
to beat. It's gonna be hard to beat down James there.
Well, we've got six more questions to go, so there is a good chance. What was the name of LG Petrov's first band?
uh, um, Carnage.
Oh, close. This was before Entombed.
Ah,
It was Morbid. He played
Morbid.
drums
Yeah,
in
right.
Morbid before he joined Carnage, and then that became Entombed.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. I forgot about Morbid.
It's all right.
Half a
That's
point.
what this is about, you know. I like seeing just how much, spending hours scouring Wikipedia. What random, slightly obscure shit can I ask? Next question. What is
Yeah.
the name of the only 6 Feet Under album to feature Ola England?
I don't know.
Oh, John, I'll be honest with you. I never listened to much 6 Feet Under, so
They've
I
got
don't
maybe
know.
5 good albums, don't worry. They've got maybe
Yeah.
5 good albums.
Oh, I don't know too much about them. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. The answer was Unborn. That's
Oh,
one of the good albums.
I need to check them because I think I had listened just some songs, but I can't remember actually. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna check them out because I need to.
I mean, it was basically Obituary, but with 6 feet with Chris Barnes on vocals. Everything in the 90s, brilliant. After that, don't.
Yeah.
It's bad because Chris Barnes did not take care of himself and his voice sounds like shit. So
Oh,
just everything past 2000, before 2012 and 13 with Undead and Unborn, because they were actually really good,
uh,
just forget about it. And then everything after Unborn 2013, don't bother. You will cry and not happy tears. It's bad. It's
oh,
so
good.
terrible. It is so terrible.
Oh,
Next,
good to know. Yeah,
next,
yeah,
next
yeah.
question. When not touring, what subject does At the Gate vocalist Thomas Lindberg teach?
Oh,
Because he's a teacher when he's not on the road.
uh-huh. I I remember I don't know if I heard that or if I read that once. Oh man, my head is like,
Usually good with that. Usually
yeah, yeah,
remember.
but I don't know what is happening.
He's met his match.
I
You got him in a surprise, just woke up.
like this last 2 weeks has been crazy, John. Like, oh
I would say like history, something like that.
no,
I would, if if
yeah.
I had to guess,
So yeah, you can answer this one.
my
Go,
my my
yeah.
major. So
It is
So
incorrect. It is social studies.
social studies.
quite near,
Yeah.
quite near.
Imagine having him as a teacher, though. That'd be
I,
incredible.
I I don't remember well, but I think I already read this once or heard someone talking about that, but I couldn't remember.
It's all right. So far we're on 1.5 points. We have got three more questions to go. How long is Terrorizer's debut album, World Downfall? Just to the nearest minute. You don't need to go into seconds, but how long do you think, roughly in minutes, World Downfall is?
25, I think.
You have any contribution, Anna, or are you just letting him take the reins?
Oh, I will let him. I got him half a point
Because
already.
I remember it's not like a long album.
25 is like
Yeah.
80.
Let's 28. 28.
28. It was
Yeah.
36 minutes.
Uh,
It's all right. There you go. Hopefully, the next couple should be a little bit easier. Maybe. Who
let,
knows? But who mixed Morbid Angel's Covenant album?
man. So that's that. I don't know. I can't say, it's hard because like you listen to the album, you read all the credits, all the stuff, but like when someone asks you, you can remember. Uh, wasn't
I'll give you a
John?
small hint. He also
Shame
mixed
of me, John.
Metallica. He also
What's that?
mixed Metallica.
Rick Rubin.
No, it was Fleming Rasmussen.
Oh, right, all right. Yeah, yeah. It's hard. It's hard. Like as I say, like you listen to the album like 1,000 times, so you
Read
start
the
reading
credits,
all
yeah,
the
and then when somebody
credits of the album.
asks you, it's like there goes all of that random trivia just whoop, out your head.
Yeah,
It's the
but
same
like
with me. It's the
I'll be
same with me.
honest with you, you have so good questions because like it's hard to remember. Like it's not that the person doesn't know, but like it's a kind of a fishing. You're trying to fish in this
Yeah,
right hand.
you're frantically searching the archives, frantically looking at all the files in your mind. It's
Yeah.
something else, but yeah, it was Fleming Rasmussen who
Oh,
mixed the
it's
album. The band co-produced it, but Fleming Rasmussen mixed it, and
uh
a great mix he did because Covenant is amazing.
oh yeah. definitely my. I won't gonna say my favorite one because Altars is mental, but yeah, Covenant is a absolutely fantastic album.
It is. Last question. What was the name of the Incantation album that first featured John McEntee on lead vocals? You were talking about
We
Incantation
were we
earlier.
were we were talking with him not long
Yeah,
ago. You should know that one.
so
He's played guitar on all of them, but
Uh,
what was the
yeah,
first
yeah,
one where he became the vocalist?
yeah. Because Onward to Golgotha was not him on the vocals, so uh I can't remember, man. Mortal Throne, Mortal Throne of Nazarene. I think so.
I
No,
guess.
I guess I don't.
Go
I'm
with
not
it.
sure. So hard
Inc.
to remember, man. Honestly,
No, I get it. I'm the exact same thing. And I'll tell you a little funny story after this, but the answer was Decimate Christendom.
Decimate Christendom.
That
Yeah.
was the first one with him and vocals. I think he got sick of getting vocalists. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it. And what a treat what an amazing job he did, and that's why he's still doing it now.
Yeah.
But if
I
it makes
quite
you
like.
feel any better,
Oh,
I
uh,
got I don't know if you ever seen Banger TV and their little metal trivia show that they did, I think last year. I was on it. They had
oh,
12 questions. I got to the ninth question and I fucked up on the most obvious answer, which was what country was the Nokia death metal scene? And I said Denmark. It's fucking Finland.
Finland.
I got that
Oh,
wrong. I
but
will
you
have a
were
link to
great.
that video in the description and I'll send you guys it as well
All
after it.
right, same. I want to
But
watch it back. Yeah.
oh my God, I couldn't listen to any Finnish metal for ages after it because I felt so ashamed.
But like
Like
Joe, is
fucking
the
Nokia,
yeah,
Finland.
is the same thing here. Like your questions were great, but like sometimes like you got a block in your head, so you
Mm,
can't even try to remember. Like I say about Covenant, like Covenant, it's one of my favorite death metal albums ever. But like I already read all the credits a thousand of times, but like I never pay attention about this. But these wee details is the kind of thing that you can like put a person in a hard situation, you know? Yeah, because like it's no one is gonna imagine you're gonna say, oh, who was the producer or co-producer of that album? So, but yeah, it's really great. It's really great.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it. So that leaves
Yeah, it was
Murder
a
Worship with 1.5 points. If it makes you feel any better, again, the highest score was 4, and that was with James.
uh-huh.
Let me just see if I
Okay.
can find it. Yeah, I've got the list here. So we've got Hellripper with 4.5 points,
Uh-huh.
Doppelganger with 3 points,
Oh,
Ophanim, a great blackened prog band from somewhere in Scotland. I don't remember. I literally just did the podcast with them the other day. They got 2.5 points, and then an Edinburgh death metal band called Hammer. They got 2 points.
Okay.
all right.
That's
So
it.
so nobody's
That's
scored
it.
like above half. So don't worry about it.
So I was so good in this kind of thing when I was like 20, about 20 years ago when I was younger. But now with a lot of things like I'm almost 40. So yeah, and things has been mental here, like on the work, on the like routine, everything. But like it's normal though. I don't blame myself for that.
It's just a little fun thing, kind of mix things up a little bit, kind of put people on the spot. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I like
Was
doing it.
nice. I really enjoyed it.
And there you go. You've got some homework to do for after this. Listen to a bunch of Morbid Angel and Incantation, which you were gonna do
Exactly.
anyway. So
So I gotta say like John asked me those questions. I'm gonna check them out and I'm gonna
he's gonna
do
make sure
all
I'm
my
not talking out
homework.
my ass and make sure I'm right. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on. I'm really happy to see that you found your place here. I'm really happy that this country has been so welcoming, especially in an era where in the world all you see is nothing but hatred and vitriol and
Yeah,
racism, transphobia, homophobia. I'm really glad to see that we have welcomed you with open arms. I know I welcome you with open arms. I really appreciate everything you guys have done. I'm looking forward to everything that you're going to do in the future. If you haven't got your ticket yet for Dead of Winterfest, I will have it linked down below. It is going to sell out before the event. I know because it sold out by the end of the day, and they were having to turn people away at the door from what Kenny's been saying. So get your
Yeah.
ticket. Do not miss this. Murder Worship's debut gig back, as well as so many amazing bands. I'll have the lineup down below, ticket links down below. I'll have everything for Murder Worship down below. Go in their Bandcamp, purchase that sick new long sleeve. It looks mint. Definitely cop that. They are amazing people. Same with Brainbath. I'll have all the Brainbath stuff down below. New album from them, new music in the works from Murder Worship, and I don't think we talked about Night Fighter yet. Is there anything going on in the Night Fighter camp that you can talk about?
Uh, we were. I was speaking to Graham about like we start working on the new material soon, and he said like, oh, I got plenty. Like I got around 10 songs almost done. So and he said he's gonna be like getting one day, booking one day, so we can gather ourselves together, so we can work on the songs, see uh the ideas, everyone's ideas. So yeah, probably we're gonna start working soon on the new stuff, Night Fighter stuff, and hopefully we're gonna be releasing a nice material soon as well. Yeah.
You're going to be a very busy boy, Diego. I don't know
Oh,
how you're going to
John,
manage it being in
John,
three amazing bands.
John, I was talking about that with fun. I say, man, I've been like crazy with this. Like my head is not working too much because like I've been working too much. My weekends are worse than week because like some weekends I need to rehearse like with two bands on Saturday, one on Sunday, and sometimes I need to rehearse more during the weekend and finishing rehearsal, go straight to the work is mental. So I was telling Anna, I say, no, I think I need to start to review all my stuff I'm doing. So see if I can. I don't know if I will be stepping back from one or two, but I need to start like taking it easy because it's been so crazy for me.
We will kick him out from Murder Worship.
Yeah, it'll be easy.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news.
But yeah, the
Nah,
thing is like,
you'll manage it. You'll be fine.
yeah, the thing is like, honestly, I fucking love playing with bands and involved with metal scene and doing like albums, EPs, demo, whatever. So I can say like metal is my philosophy of life since I was 6 years old. So yeah, I I want to do everything for metal, for passion, you know. So I think that's the real Diego. That's why I don't want to leave anything, you
Well, I
know.
certainly hope it doesn't come to that, but I know that you've got a lot of fun stuff in the works, and I cannot wait to hear all of it. I'd
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to thank everybody so much for watching. If you like what you hear, make sure you like, subscribe, share the podcast around, and give plenty of love to Diego and the absolute myriad of projects he's working on. I'll have everything linked down below, and I will see all of you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank-
much for having us.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. It was a huge pleasure, man. We
I'm
are
really glad you
honored
guys enjoyed it.
to be doing our first interview with you. So yeah, we're looking forward for the next one. See you on the Dead of Winter. So if you guys didn't get the ticket yet, go get the ticket.
Yeah.
Because if not, as Graham
You're gonna
says,
regret it. You're gonna regret it.
you're
Yeah.
gonna regret it. You're gonna cry. So don't miss this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Thank
Adios.
you.
Cheers, John. Thank you so much.